Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. The bold and the beautiful universe was thrown into absolute chaos today with the shocking confirmation that Lisa Yamada, the actress who has portrayed the controversial and polarizing Luna Nozowa, has officially been fired, sending a seismic shockwave through both the fictional world of the show and the passionate fandom that has been divided ever since Luna's arrival. Her tangled storylines with RJ, her dangerous liaison with Will Spencer, and her involvement in the violent altercation that led to Liam Spencer's near-death, brain surgery, and the complicated hospital saga involving Bill Spencer, Hope Logan, and Finn Finnegan. This abrupt casting shakeup now sets the stage for Luna to disappear next month, igniting a firestorm of speculation, narrative reconfiguration, and behind-the-scenes damage control as executive producer and head writer Bradley Bell scrambles to rewrite upcoming arcs, salvage character trajectories, and address fan backlash over months of polarizing storylines that have positioned Luna as both a tragic figure manipulated by Lee Finnegan and Sheila Carter, and as a volatile, unpredictable force whose actions, from drugging Will to seducing RJ to being suspected in multiple deceptions involving fake pregnancies, falsified DNA tests, and a mysterious night out at Il Giardino, have left a trail of emotional wreckage across Los Angeles. The news of Lisa Yamada's firing is being hailed as good news by a vocal segment of the audience who felt the Luna arc had dragged too long and derailed key relationships like Hope and Liam's potential reunion, Steffi and Finn's fragile marriage, and even Bill Spencer's redemption path as he became entangled in a dark web of guilt, million-dollar medical scams, and desperate fatherly decisions that ultimately left his son comatose, manipulated, and near the brink of death. Now, with Luna's impending exit, the show faces a massive creative opportunity, or risk, depending on how they choose to handle her disappearance. Will it be a quiet off-screen departure with Lee faking her death again to protect the family, echoing the infamous Finn storyline where Lee hid her son in a secluded clinic, or will Luna vanish mysteriously, sparking a noir-style investigation led by Sheila, Deacon, and even a reluctant Hope who wants answers for Will's downward spiral after the Il Giardino scandal? Already, sources hint that next month's episodes will kick off with Luna receiving an ominous phone call, possibly from her supposed evil twin, Rana, a theory that has been buzzing in fan circles for weeks, pushing her to flee Los Angeles just as Lieutenant Baker closes in with an arrest warrant tied to the mass party incident where Luna was accused of assaulting Will and manipulating evidence against Electra. This firing could also serve as the ultimate twist to recenter the show around its legacy characters, with Ridge and Brooke's Italy romance heating up again, Taylor scheming from the sidelines, Bill turning his guilt into action by rebuilding his fractured family with Katie and Will, and Finn potentially unraveling as he learns the full extent of his mother Lee's machinations, including whispers that she not only hid Luna's crimes but orchestrated several medical cover-ups that may have endangered Liam's life. The writers now have a chance to redeem Sheila Carter further, as early leaks suggest Steffi will thank Sheila publicly for exposing Luna's schemes and saving her life during the fateful Forrester party confrontation, a moment that may permanently shift Sheila from irredeemable villain to chaotic anti-heroine, while Deacon Sharp, caught between his loyalty to Sheila and his growing disgust at her enabling of Luna's manipulations, may finally consider leaving his volatile wife, setting the stage for a new wave of romantic reshuffles, hospital crises, and legal showdowns that promise to make the fall season one of the most explosive in recent memory. Behind the scenes, Lisa Yamada's departure reportedly stemmed from creative differences after months of push-pull over Luna's characterization, with the actress allegedly lobbying for a redemption arc and a deeper exploration of Luna's trauma and mental health, while the producers pushed for increasingly dark and erratic behavior culminating in the Will scandal, the mass party chaos, and a planned fake pregnancy twist that would have tied her to both Spencer and Forrester fortunes, now scrapped with her firing, leaving writers to hastily pen an exit that feels abrupt yet narratively plausible. Expect ripple effects to hit R.J. Forrester hardest, as his once sweet romance with Luna devolved into a nightmare of lies, guilt, and family division, with Ridge and Brooke now pressuring him to return to Forrester Creations full-time and leave the chaos behind, while Hope, still reeling from Liam's hospitalization and her own broken engagement with Carter Walton, may find herself reluctantly sympathetic to RJ's Heartbreak, reigniting faint sparks between them that the show teased before Luna entered the picture. Fans are already debating whether Luna will be killed off in a dramatic cliffhanger, perhaps in a staged car crash near the Pacific Coast Highway, echoing the mysterious deaths of past femme fatale, or whether she will disappear into the shadows, only to return years later with a new face, a new agenda, and a new actress ready to reclaim the chaos she left behind. One particularly wild theory, circulating online, suggests that Lee will fake Luna's death in a staged boating accident, with Sheila taking the blame, only for a secret diary to surface months later proving Luna survived and is hiding in Tokyo under a new identity, potentially setting up a 2026 return with an entirely rewritten personality. Until then, the stage is being cleared. Lisa Yamada's firing is official. Luna's exit is imminent, and the bold and the beautiful writers have an unprecedented chance to reset, repair, and reignite the legacy of a show that, for the past year, has been dominated by scandal, manipulation, and one of the most divisive newcomers in recent soap opera history. The seismic announcement of Lisa Yamada's termination did not merely eliminate a character. It detonated a chain reaction throughout the bold and the beautiful narrative and fandom alike, with executives scrambling in back rooms at CBS Television City to restructure months of carefully plotted arcs that had revolved around Luna Nozawa's presence, her manipulative entanglements, and the chaotic web of deceit that she spun from the moment she stepped onto the Forrester Creations runway, bringing, with her whispers of Lee Finnegan's hidden secrets, Sheila Carter's volatile protection, and the possibility of an unclaimed fortune that tied her to Bill Spencer's world. Now, with Lisa's firing official and Luna slated to vanish from the canvas next month, speculation runs rampant about how Bradley Bell will script an exit that satisfies angry viewers who have labeled her a homewrecker, a schemer, even a predator in the wake of the Will Spencer incident, while still preserving the core of the show's modern identity, which has, for better or worse, been defined by the ripple effects of her actions. Hope Logan's engagement to Carter Walton lies in shambles because of the chain reaction triggered by Luna's drugging scandal and the pregnancy scare that followed. R.J. Forrester's once promising arc as the Forrester heir apparent has been derailed by heartbreak and guilt. Finn Finnegan's moral compass continues to spin wildly as he is forced to confront his mother, Lee's pattern of deception. First faking his death, now allegedly orchestrating a cover-up for Luna's crimes. And even Steffi Forrester, so often the center of power in this universe, finds her authority shaken as she is forced to publicly acknowledge that Sheila Carter, of all people, may have been the one who protected her from Luna's deadly outburst at the mass party that nearly turned into a bloodbath. The writer's room, once reliant on Luna as a catalyst for conflict, now turns its eye toward redemption arcs and old flames. Ridge Forrester is being prepped for a dramatic recommitment to Brooke Logan after their romantic trip to Italy, where a boating incident and Ridge's life-saving rescue reignited decades-old passion, while Taylor Hayes grows increasingly desperate and unhinged on the sidelines, plotting with Thomas Forrester upon his September return to undermine Brooke's influence and manipulate Steffi into choosing family loyalty over forgiveness for Sheila, setting up a mother-daughter schism that mirrors the generational battle of Logan versus Forrester. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer, still haunted by the $1 million brain surgery scam he fell for under Dr. Grace Buckingham's fraudulent scheme to save Liam, now sees Luna's removal as an opportunity to rewrite the narrative of his own guilt. He has been blamed for allowing Liam's shooting, blamed for financing fraudulent medicine, and blamed for enabling the very environment where Luna's manipulations flourished. So his new arc may see him going rogue once more, this time with Katie Logan by his side, to expose every last conspiracy tied to Lee Finnegan's clinic and the shadowy Project Pacific, a whispered codename for a network of falsified patient recoveries that may explain how both Finn and Luna survived near-death situations in eerily similar ways. As the clock ticks toward Luna's final scenes, sources suggest a dramatic crescendo. A cryptic phone call from her alleged twin sister Rana will lure her to a secluded Malibu cove under the pretense of retrieving hidden evidence that could clear her name in the Will Spencer assault case. But the meeting will go awry. Whether Rana is real or a figment of Luna's unraveling psyche remains to be seen, and Luna will vanish amid a staged boating explosion that leaves only fragments of her trademark bracelet behind. A chilling echo of past Bold and the beautiful faked deaths from Taylor's cliff fall to Sheila's countless resurrections. This disappearance will not end her. Influence, however, RJ will spiral into obsession. Hope will secretly investigate, believing Luna may have been pregnant. Sheila will become a surprising crusader for truth, claiming Rana framed Luna to protect a larger syndicate of blackmailers tied to Aiel Giardino, and Lee will remain silent, her cold exterior masking a storm of guilt that threatens to unravel her carefully curated life as a renowned surgeon and family matriarch. Behind the scenes, Lisa Yamada's firing has reportedly caused rifts. Among the cast, with Joshua Hoffman, RJ, allegedly voicing frustration over the wasted potential of their pairing, while Kimberlyn Brown, Sheila, has lobbied for a rewrite that turns Luna's chaos into a redemptive moment for Sheila, positioning her as a flawed but ultimately heroic grandmother who stepped up when others faltered. Fan forums explode daily with theories. Was Luna ever truly Lee's niece, or was she a plant from a rival fashion house? Will Spencer emerge as a traumatized villain seeking vengeance? Will Electra be recast as a more permanent love interest for Will to help him recover from the night he can't stop replaying? And perhaps most controversially, should the show kill off Luna definitively to give closure, or leave her fate open for a dramatic recast in 2026? This monumental shakeup also allows dormant characters to rise. Bridget Forrester may step back into the hospital storyline to expose Grace Buckingham's forged MRI results. Thomas Forrester's return will stir Hope's unresolved feelings, and even Ivy Forrester, rumored to be returning this fall, could become the new romantic foil for Liam Spencer now that his supposed brain tumor has been revealed as a scam, freeing him emotionally, but leaving him psychologically altered by months of manipulation, coma dreams, and a near brush with death that has left him disoriented, yet strangely more assertive. In this new landscape, Luna's name will linger like a curse invoked. In hushed tones at the Forrester Creations boardroom, whispered between Brooke and Ridge as they plan their next grand wedding, muttered by Steffi as she weighs forgiving Sheila or cutting her off forever, and screamed by Lee in her private chambers as she confronts the ghosts of her own manipulations, because with Lisa Yamada gone, the legacy of Luna is no longer in the actress's hands, but in the myth she leaves behind. A myth that may haunt Bold and the beautiful for years to come, influencing every romantic entanglement, every medical twist, every family betrayal until the day Rana, if she exists, finally steps into the light, or Luna herself reemerges from the shadows to reclaim her story, rewritten, rebranded, and ready for a new era of chaos. As the countdown begins for Luna Nozoa's vanishing act, the atmosphere in Los Angeles grows increasingly electric, tinged with both relief and foreboding, for her exit is not merely a contractual adjustment, but a narrative rupture that will send characters spinning into unexpected orbits and force unresolved tensions to the surface, like long-buried faults beneath the Forrester mansion. Lisa Yamada's firing, while cheered by a segment of the fandom weary of Luna's manipulations, has created a dangerous vacuum that Bradley Bell intends to fill with high-stakes drama. Already the scripts are being rewritten to accommodate a final month where Luna's psychological instability intensifies. She begins receiving cryptic postcards signed R, claiming to be from her twin Rana, each one revealing a piece of her alleged past, from a childhood in Tokyo marked by secrecy and medical experimentation to a coerced pact with Lee Finnegan that would explain why Lee has been covering for her at every turn, falsifying hospital records, intercepting Lieutenant Baker's calls and feeding Sheila half-truths to keep her docile. This final stretch will intertwine with Liam Spencer's fragile recovery as he continues to experience seizures and memory lapses from the fake brain tumor surgery orchestrated by Dr. Grace Buckingham. A storyline that now serves as a cautionary tale for Bill Spencer's hubris and desperation. He paid $1 million to save his son, only to be duped, and now with Luna's name about to be scrubbed from the hospital logs, he begins to suspect she may have been a willing participant in Grace's scam, perhaps as a courier of falsified MRI scans or a manipulator who distracted Finn just long enough for Grace to swap charts. Hope Logan, caught between the remnants of her engagement to Carter Walton and the ghost of the life she almost rebuilt with Liam, finds herself drawn into the Luna fallout unwillingly when she intercepts one of Rana's postcards and realizes it. References a night only Luna, Will, and Deacon Sharp should have known about, the infamous Aiel Giardino incident where Will awoke dazed. Electra was missing and Luna emerged with a chilling smile claiming nothing had happened. This clue sets off a chain reaction. Deacon, desperate to preserve his fragile marriage to Sheila Carter, begins tailing Luna in secret, hoping to find leverage before her exit explodes his life entirely, while Sheila herself starts to unravel emotionally, torn between the maternal instincts that led her to shield Luna from prison and the bitter truth that Luna's betrayal has cost her credibility in Finn's eyes at the very moment she was beginning to earn Steffi's cautious respect after saving her from a massed assault at Forrester Creations. The ripple effects are almost Shakespearean in scope. Ridge Forrester, emboldened by his reunion with Brooke in Italy, uses Luna's scandal as a cudgel to force Steffi to cut ties with Lee's influence over Forrester. Medical contracts, pitting father against daughter in a battle for corporate control, while Taylor Hayes, watching from the wings, begins to plant seeds of paranoia in Steffi's mind, suggesting that Sheila's heroism was staged, that Rana might be a hired double, and that Luna's entire presence in Los Angeles was an elaborate long con designed to distract the Forresters, while Bill Spencer funneled money into illegal brain surgery trials. These whispers fuel Steffi's descent into mistrust, a descent that threatens her already fragile marriage with Finn, who in turn finds himself tempted by the very redemption arc Sheila is now poised to claim. If she can prove Luna was framed by Rana, she may finally clear her name, mend her bond with Finn, and reinsert herself into Hayes' life as the chaotic grandmother who nevertheless stood for truth when others cowered. Meanwhile, in the shadows of Malibu, Lee Finnegan tightens her grip on the narrative, preparing a staged boating trip under the guise of family healing, where Luna will allegedly fall overboard during a late-night storm, a disappearance designed to elicit sympathy, erase criminal charges, and restore Lee's reputation as the unyielding matriarch who tried everything to save a troubled young woman. Yet secret documents hidden in Lee's private clinic tell a darker story. Experimental sedatives, falsified death certificates, and a plan eerily similar to the one she enacted with Finn, suggesting a chilling pattern of godlike control over those who fall under her wing. As these threads intertwine, the broader canvas shifts. Ivy Forrester's return in November promises to lure Liam into a calmer harbor, a safe counterbalance to the chaos Luna unleashed, while Hope begins to suspect that her own role in the saga was never passive. Rumors swirl that Grace Buckingham forged medical consent forms using Hope's digital signature, implicating her in Liam's bogus surgery and opening the door for Bill Spencer to consider legal action against Forrester Creations itself. The fandom, ravenous for closure, speculates wildly. Will Luna's final episode feature a shocking confession, a double reveal where Rana unmasks herself in the Forrester showroom, or a harrowing escape through the hospital's underground tunnels during a city-wide blackout? Will Spencer ever recover his faith in women, or will this tragedy transform him into the very type of manipulative tycoon his father once was, creating a future love triangle with Hope's daughter Beth in 2030? Will Deacon and Sheila withstand the aftermath, or will Deacon ultimately, painfully walk away after telling Sheila that her blind allegiance to Luna cost them everything they built? In the writers' minds, Luna is no longer a character but a fulcrum. Her exit will reset alliances, reignite dormant rivalries, and pave the way for a new era where legacy couples like Ridge and Brooke, Bill and Katie, and perhaps even Liam and Hope once more become the heartbeat of the show, but with Scar's secrets and specters like Rana lurking in the wings to remind everyone that no one in Los Angeles ever truly disappears without leaving a trail of wreckage, whispers, and a promise to return. As Luna Nozoa's final 2 weeks draw closer, the air in Los Angeles becomes charged with an almost operatic sense of inevitability, each episode layering clues and emotional fractures that will culminate in the most shocking disappearance since Taylor Hayes was believed to have fallen to her death years ago. For the writers, facing the sudden exit of Lisa Yamada, have chosen to build Luna's departure not as a quiet fade-out, but as a sprawling psychological thriller that entwines every major family on the canvas. Her last days begin with erratic behavior. She oscillates between remorse and defiance, pleading with R.J. Forrester to believe her side of the Aiel Giardino night while sending mysterious texts to an untraceable number labeled only R, which viewers will soon discover belongs to Rana, her rumored twin, a figure who has haunted fan theory threads for months and whose whispered existence now promises to recast Luna's entire arc as either the product of deep trauma or elaborate conspiracy. Lee Finnegan, increasingly desperate to control the narrative, organizes a family retreat.